So here I am with the man of the moment at Sundridge Park and worldwide, actually, I would have said, Alfie Plant. You know, I'm sure you've had it 1,000 times already, but tremendous congratulations must go to you for winning the silver medal, and everyone at Sundridge Park, bar nobody, is really proud of you. Well done indeed.
Cheers, thank you, Stuart.
So, I wanted to start off by trying to explore what happened before you went to the Open, because obviously you won the European Amateur Championship, which you talked about, and then you kind of almost went straight and played another tournament after that, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a kind of a week off in between the European Amateur and then the European teams. So I kind of turned up in Austria for the European teams. Well, not really hitting any golf balls or doing any practice because I was enjoying my last result. So then, we straight into practice rounds out there, and it was definitely a grueling week with 10 rounds in 7 days.
Because what a lot of people don't understand is in amateur golf, you're playing 36 holes quite a bit of time. Was that happening in Austria as well?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we after qualifying, you go into match play against other countries,
right.
And then you play doubles in the morning, singles in the afternoon. And I was getting picked for every match, so it's hard to turn down.
Wow. So your fitness, which you've worked on a hell of a lot over the last year or so, that's really held you in good stead for the last few weeks that you've had as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's I'm nowhere near as fit as I want to be, but the start with my trainer has definitely helped. But even though your body's under pressure, it's mentally is the tough bit as well. You're focusing out there for kind of 8 to 10 hours a day, and that's the toughest thing, I think. Is your body repairs pretty quickly, but it's mentally which is tough.
So you must have gone to the team event, and then obviously everyone's congratulating you there, wanting a bit of you there, and that going into the Open itself must have been quite difficult to deal with as well. Especially when you're not used to it. Did you find that at all?
Yeah, definitely. It's the good thing is, a lot of players out there, they don't give you too much congratulating. They're probably deep down thinking they wish it was them. So everyone said their congratulations, but after 15 or 20 minutes, I could have won the Masters. No one was really that bothered. So
That's brilliant.
yeah, but it was great. As much as I wanted to win the team thing, I had the Open in the back of the mind. I was so excited for that as well. But it was great. I think we got a silver medal with the Team England, which I was disappointed with. But last week, I think that's the only silver medal you're ever going to be happy with.
Absolutely. Now, so you went from Austria, you went straight up. You flew into Manchester, did you?
Yeah, straight into Manchester. Yeah,
right.
So kind of arrived there Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening.
Right. So the tournament the previous week finished on the Saturday, did it?
Finished on the Saturday, yeah.
Right.
And then I flew out on the Sunday.
Right. Okay.
Straight into Manchester, where got picked up by a courtesy car.
Which is
quite strange.
Lovely. Lovely. And of course that happens all week.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So got some lifting, some nice AMGs all week, which is lovely.
Lovely.
But yeah, so straight from Manchester, I got the taxi or the courtesy car straight to the golf club. Kind of picked up my welcome pack and.
Right. So what do you get in the welcome pack then?
So you kind of get all your tickets for your coaches.
Yeah.
You get your player and caddy kind of handbooks that what's going on in the week. All the numbers you need to call if you're in trouble. You get your player's badge, which is priceless really. It gets you in everywhere where you can imagine.
Yeah.
You get kind of your practice armbands for coaches and dads and family to be able to walk behind the ropes, which was quite cool. But yeah, they come in a nice big box, nice presented, which was.
So nice. You register in the tournament office, is it? Or?
Yeah. So as I'm registering, I kind of got to jot down my phone number, contact details, where I'll be staying.
Yeah.
I had to do kind of like a photo shoot, how can I say, like little mini videos so they can introduce me on Sky, it's like to kind of like walk along and cross my arms at the end and smile and stuff. So I don't know if that all got aired or not, but that was quite cool. Kind of walking in front of the green screen and just kind of just doing a bit of acting as such.
Fantastic.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Did you get any chance to play on the Sunday afternoon or not?
No, after the week I did, I decided, rest is just as important sometimes as finding your way around a golf course. So Sunday I rested up. Monday was very cash. I played 18 holes, but no note taking, just kind of getting a feel for the place, just keeping my game in shape.
And you played on your own on that day?
Yeah, I played on my own. Was
that a conscious decision?
Yeah, that was on my own. Yeah, it's the first I've been on such a big stage.
Yeah.
I was still there to perform. I still wanted to have a good result, so I didn't want to get kind of caught up in all the limelight and get all kind of starry-eyed that my performance starts dipping. So Monday I decided to play on my own. Me, my coach, my brother and my dad kind of just wandered around, just kind of taking it all in and enjoying it all.
Yeah. And you just put your behind the scenes. I'm sure people are interested because none of us are going to play in the Open, Alfie. But you just put your name down on a start sheet like anybody else.
Yeah,
like
basically
like a monthly medal. Almost,
yeah. Right? So you can't put your name down until 12 o'clock that day for the next day.
Right.
So they treat every player as the same. They want every player to have exactly the same opportunity of what times they want to get out and what they don't want to get out.
Yeah.
So basically you just walk in after 12 o'clock, have a look what times you want to put down. If you're the first one, you just put it down wherever you want, and you're just wondering who's going to turn up on the tee with you the next day. The second day, on the Tuesday, actually, I decided to put my name down with Matsuyama.
Okay.
So world number 2, which I didn't actually realise, which was that was a great day. That was a very interesting day actually. They say he's got more press than what Tiger Woods had, so he's supposed to be a bit of a hero and a legend back in Japan. So he had about 30 or 40 press.
Did you chat much to him, or is he doesn't? His
English is a little bit broken, so. They probably looked at me as well, thinking, it was this kid, never heard of him, don't know. So they kind of kept their distance, but it was great. It was like a little mini circus kind of going around with me, which opened my eyes a little bit to what the week was going to be like, and it's nice to kind of get yourself up amongst it, definitely.
Yeah. Did you have breakfast at the club? Because I've been in that hospitality, and it's unbelievable for the players.
The players' lounge is something else. I had breakfast and kind of lunch in there, depending on what my tea time was every day before I went out, which is great. It's quite nice and peaceful in there. They've got the screens up, so you can kind of see what the course is kind of playing like out there.
So did you do any studying on the course, watching? Say on day 1, for instance, I always skipped ahead a bit here, but did you watch any of the golf before you went out and played?
A tad, not too much. Even at an amateur event, I don't really like sitting there kind of looking at leaderboards and seeing too much what people's going on around you, because you can get influenced. Definitely, I don't want to be out there and making decisions based on what I've kind of seen. Things can change. I think if you make decisions there and then as a player, you're always going to be backing yourself and confident in whatever the outcome is.
Good. So in the evening, did you go to the same restaurant, have a bit superstitious, same meal and all that sort of thing?
No, we didn't actually.
Did you mix up a bit?
There was definitely some people in the house who was picking up superstitions on the way, and my brother didn't change his shorts all week. He thought that was lucky, and I think my mum picked up a couple of pennies, so she was carrying them around all week. My dad picks up a lucky acorn every hour, and if it works or not, he chucks it away. So, it's hard not to kind of get caught up in all that. And I've got a couple of superstitions myself, but that's.
But you didn't eat at the same restaurant or have the same meal, or anything?
No. I think if it starts going down to restaurants and food, I think you ain't gonna get anywhere, are you? So I try to mix that up as best as possible.
Yeah. So you go to the golf course, you get picked up. It must be like a bit of a circus when you get there, don't you?
Yeah, but it's strange. You've got this buzz around, but then you've got this kind of focus and this type of determination from players and coach. Too many people don't want to have too much of a good time because they're trying to focus, and it's quite a serious environment kind of in the players bit, which it doesn't really suit me really. I'm always up for a laugh and a joke, and you know, that's how I kind of. He didn't really. Well, I don't think I see him on the actual days, but you know, in practice he was great. You know, chatting to me and asking me questions, which is always a good sign. So yeah, he was lovely.
Brilliant. So it comes to the day, Thursday, the big day. How'd you sleep Wednesday night?
Well, with all the golf in Austria the week before, I done me a favour actually, because I was knackered every night. I couldn't wait to go to bed. So, you know, that was one of the plus sides from playing loads of golf leading up to it. But yeah, I'm quite relaxed off the course, you know. So I'm just doing, you know, casual things, watching TV, eating, chilling with family, and you know, I was really excited to get going. I think the excitement kind of overtaken the nerves, which was nice. But you know, that was one first hole on the first day, definitely.
Yeah. So you do your warm up. Nerves? How nervous were you compared to other tournaments? Look, you know, one of the things I always believe is, you know, you never know. There is so many variables. We are, you know, I'm not trying to take up into you here, but there's variables. We wake up every day feeling different, and some days you'll be able to deal with pressure better than other days. It's the same for a golfer, isn't it? You know. Yeah. So how did you feel getting up that morning?
Do you know what? I felt really calm. I felt like I belonged there, which is nice, because you know we do all these hours of practice, and until you're there, you don't know how you're going to react, or if you feel comfortable, or you know if you feel a bit scared, you know. But you know, all week I felt really relaxed, really comfortable, like I belonged. My routine and practice leading up to the first tee is so structured now, so calm. I know exactly where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing, you know, down to the last ball. So that's great. You know, if I'm in the Open or you know, playing a medal up here, I'll be starting the day exactly the same.
And you get on the first tee, felt good, huh?
Ah, well.
You obviously got a big roar.
Yeah, the roar on the first tee was amazing, you know.
You still felt pretty calm though?
Yeah, calm, but like the adrenaline was pumping. I felt calm in my mind, but my body was pumped, you know, ready to go. And I didn't even feel the ball come off the club head on the first tee. I just kind of looked up and, you know, I hit a great shot, which was nice. But yeah, you know, all you can do is just go through all your routine, you know, do your little kind of swing moves and feels that you're going to take into the shot, and you know that is one moment that's going to live for me forever. And
then you hit your second pretty close, didn't you? What did you hit second shot?
I hit a 5-iron second shot. It was kind of into out of the right, which was quite nice actually, because you can just feel like you can work the ball against it and have some kind of control. And I just.
What club did you hit?
Hit a 5-iron, yeah. So I hit a great shot, and it looked good as soon as it left the bat. And it was weird because I was coming over kind of a little bit of a brow, so I couldn't see how close it was. But the roar soon.
Because that hole, I've played it a couple of times. You got a big sort of hillock comes in on the right there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Off the tee, it kind of forces you right. You got one on the left, and then when you're over on the right, the hole kind of goes back to the left with another mound. So it's kind of, you can't really see the hole at all. With kind of from your first and second shot.
Style, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
But you played it great.
Yeah, I didn't see what the problem was, but when I was coming off, you know, a lot of reporters and that was asking me, because I didn't realise people was making 8s and 7s and 6s.
My mirror hit it out of bounds on the first tee shot of the Open.
Did he really?
Hit out of bounds, and he took 8 down there.
Right,
the first, you know, they get on there at 6:30 in the morning. He's knocked it out of bounds. You know, I'm thinking, oh no, you know, we're all obviously pulling for you.
Yeah, of course.
So you got it to sort of 1 under for quite some time, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I was joint leader through 12 holes, which was nice. You know, there's big screens out there. I'm one to look at scoreboards and know where I am, and you know, and know what I need to do or what not to do. So it was weird. You know, I looked at everyone, and I was still there for a good 3 hours out there, and it was great. I led the Open for a bit, but a bit disappointed in the result still. But you know, it was a great week.
So you come off, you do a bit of Sky. You went to the Sky Kart.
Yeah, I went to the Sky Kart. I was the only thing I was getting a bit nervous about was is it the shot centre? I thought, oh, please don't get me up there, because I couldn't follow like Brooks Koepka or Dustin Johnson and I wander on. So I had a few people back home like tweeting Sky saying, "Get him on the shot, get him on shot centre." And I thought, "Oh no, please don't do that." Yeah, straight on the Sky cart, and that is, it's all live, which is quite strange. It's you're trying to tame the excitement and and your language at the same time. So it was a great experience.
Yeah. So Friday, obviously, it looks like there's only 2 of you in the mix for making the cut for the silver medal. Pressure in itself. How did you feel the next day? Did you feel that you still had it as calm, or
a bit more focused, really, because it was a bit more in the moment, a bit more surreal. Almost like a challenge now. There was, it's head to head. I was floating around the cup all afternoon. So I didn't really have too much time to be nervous. It was kind of like head down, and I really wanted to win that silver medal. So
you were 6 over, coming down 15.
Yeah, down 15. Yeah.
So downwind?
No, it was into the breeze off the right, actually.
Right.
So yeah, I was 6 over kind of early on. The cut was projected at 5.
Yeah.
And that's at the bottom of the scoreboard all the way around. So I always kind of had an idea of what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So with 2 par 5s late on in the round, I knew that if I could hang on in there, they was probably my realistic chances to have a good go at birdie.
Yeah.
I managed to.
So you hit a drive down there?
Yeah, well, it's
driver.
Yeah, we had kind of bunkers at 257 on the left, and bunkers at 300 on the right, and over the bunkers on the left, the rough's quite down.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bailout, so I knew I had to be above ground for my second shot to kind of give me any realistic chance. So just smashing it as hard as I can over the left bunkers. If it ends up in the rough, it ends up in the rough. I know I can still get a club to it.
Right, and you obviously got a club to it. And what club was it?
Yeah, I was in between clubs, actually. I was in between Rescue and Freewood. Rescue was I had to hit it at 100%. It had to be my best shot.
Right.
Freewood kind of gave me a little bit more leeway.
So what did you hit?
So I went with a Freewood.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought it's a little bit wet out there, a little bit damp.
Yeah.
Anywhere past the flag was still fine. So.
And as soon as it came off the club face?
I absolutely piped it straight to the stick. Yeah, as soon as I come up, I just knew it was going to be good. It was coming in low, which was expected a little bit out the rough.
Yeah.
So it's always kind of a matter of how it's going to kind of react when it's running up there. Is it going to go too far on that? But I knew it was straight down it. I knew it was going to be good.
It was about 4 foot, wasn't it?
Well, a little bit more. It was about 8 feet. I suppose.
I only saw it very briefly.
Yeah, but it was probably the easiest putt.
Because my phone went mad.
I did.
But so you got up there. I mean, that's a big putt you got there.
Yeah, it's weird. It was almost quite calming. I knew I had the birdie.
Yeah.
But then I knew in the back of my mind, if I got it, then I've almost got a shot buffer.
Yeah,
It would have gone 6 straight to full.
16's tough.
Yeah, it was playing tough all week.
Yeah.
So yeah, to see the putt drop, it was just it was great. It took a little bit more pressure with the last 3 holes to go, and I think when I hit it in the bunker on the 16 for 2, that shot buffer was going to come in handy. But a great up and down going on to the next par 5, which was tough because that was straight back into the wind. So trying to hit that in 2 was tough. Which I decided not to do. I decided to lay up short of everything and kind of hit a 7-iron in, which unfortunately I missed the green, and I had to putt kind of up a tier over a nice big hump, which a good putt really. Ended up about 4 feet above the hole, but still another tricky putt coming back down the slope. Which I managed to put away, and then the last back into the breeze again. And a tough finishing hole, a great driver down there, kind of in the left semi, which is nice. It kind of opens up the whole hole, which you want to take the fairway, but sometimes strategically it's better to get the angle. Yeah. So I was in the left semi, and I still had kind of 197, I think it was, into the flag. So I still had a lot of work to do into the breeze. So. Yeah.
Easy to knock it in the bunker and
there was
so, who knows what's
anything could kind of happen, and again a great shot with a 3-iron, straight up into the into the heart of the green that kind of left me kind of 25 to 30 feet, which yeah, it was nice as long as I didn't four putt. Then I was going to get through.
And the other guy had blown out, so you were there. That was it, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, and it was a really strange weekend. Really, it was the Saturday. I felt if I had a low one, then I'd be up amongst the kind of leaders and amongst it. And but I shot one under, which was okay. But with the day of scoring and everything, I didn't move up as much as I wanted to. And you know, leading into the Sundays, I've won the silver medal.
I mean, for you, it's a tournament within a tournament, and of course you want to get the best result you can possibly get. But you've won the silver medal.
And it's a strange position to be in, because you said I've won the competition that I could set out and I could win, and I was too far away from leaders and everything like that. So you know, Sunday I'm just literally floating around, and you know. I found out, I think the night before, that I had to finish to receive the silver medal. So I didn't realise that, because I could have stayed out the night before. But so I found out that I had to finish, and you know, it was basically, you know, just keep a good number of balls in the bag. You know, and after 9 holes, you know, I think I had a dozen balls left in the bag, and I knew I wasn't going to lose them. So. You know, it was kind of sit back, relax, you know, soak it all up, enjoy the crowd. And
so coming down the 18th, I have been fortunate enough to walk down the 18th, but with no one in the stands. I mean, I just can't. Well, you tell me how it feels, because I couldn't imagine how that feels.
You know, I've heard plenty of greats on TV saying it's the best walk in golf, and I can definitely cheers them to that, because the emotions you get walking down that 18th, you know, I was so excited, then I was overwhelmed, then I was at the back of the green wanting to hit a chip, and I could have taken 12 to get down from there. I really wasn't caring what was going to happen from there. And then, you know, I've got kind of a 3-footer to finish off where I could have easily cried. You know, it was you know, the emotions, you know, going down that hole, it's like a complete roller coaster. And you know, the shivers down my spine walking up there with the crowd on their feet, and, you know, singing my name and cheering my name. You know, that has got to be one of the best moments ever in my life.
I don't, you know, wow, you know, fantastic. That's only my second fantastic. Anyway, Rolf, if you're listening, so there's quite a time between you finishing and the ceremony. So what do you do? Just put your feet up or go home? Or I suppose you sign autographs for about 4 hours after that, wouldn't you?
Well, this is the thing. Every time I come off my round, I didn't go to the players' tent. I went to the pavilion right in the heart of the tented village. So as soon as I went in there, you know, people was buying me drinks, you know, celebrations, and
you've got to stand up and get a medal. Though.
Yeah, the only thing is, for every pint I kind of I got bought, I had one sip, and then I'm getting dragged over for pictures and pints. Then I'd get another pint, I'd have one sip. So I probably, you know, for the dozen pints I got bought, I probably only drunk one in all of them. So you know, I was nice and sober walking out there. But you know, the reception in the tent, and you know, the fans that my family and that kind of gathered along the way over the 4 days were all in there to congratulate me. Brilliant. And pictures and autographs.
So the RNA, they come and they make sure that you're obviously going to be there for the ceremony and whatever. So they're keeping tabs on you.
Yeah, of course. As soon as I come off, they you know, gave me the SP. Like, I need to be back here at 6:15. This is what I need to be done. They took all my details, my brother's details, to make sure they can get hold of someone. And you know, half hour before I needed to be in there, they rang me. 15 minutes before I needed to be there, they rang me. So yeah, they're right on top of things and making sure you're going to turn up to the ceremony.
Absolutely. So questions that I've been asked is, did you upset the Spieth and Kuchar, because they sat on a little tiny little seat and you was on a big sofa? I mean, is it saying, you know, was it your aftershave or was it worse? Or what's going on? Did they, off camera, did they, you know, when you come in, did they speak to you? Or
yeah, straight away. They congratulated me straight away, which, you know, I was quite surprised with, really. But yeah, they shook my hand. They congratulated me. They've obviously been watching the coverage all week, so they said, you know, watching you out there was brilliant, and all your family and friends and that support, we said, was great as well. You know, we got talking a bit about the USAM that I'll be playing in a couple of weeks, so they was giving me a few tips and a few things to look out for at Riviera, and you know, it was nice. You know, they're just normal guys. You know, you see them on telly, you think they're you know, these special guys, you know, but they're as normal as all of us, and you know, they couldn't wait to chat to
I mean,
me.
you played with Lahiri and Wesley Bryan. You played with Thomas Peters and Brandon Stone.
Yep.
All nice guys and.
All great, you know. It was a completely new experience for me and my brother on the bag. So, you know, I had to kind of have a word with them at the start of every round and just kind of explain the situation. You know, we're new. My brother doesn't know what he's doing out here. This is the first time he's ever caddied on this stage. And, you know, I probably couldn't be as relaxed as I was or enjoy the event as much without them guys there. You know, the caddies really looked after us, the players really looked after us, and you know, they was really great people.
And who impressed you? Did Peter's obviously sort of like the big noise on European tour?
Yeah, he is. You know, the other guys were kind of similar length to me, similar players to me, and which was nice. You know, you could relate to them, and you know what they're doing out there on the tour is great, and you know, it feels like you can achieve the same as what they are.
Yeah.
Peters, on the other hand, you know, he absolutely bombs it. You know, he's a big lad anyway for someone the same age as me. You know, he looks like a man, I look like a boy out there. So, you know, he was very impressive. Yeah,
many different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, but then again, you know, he managed to nick me by one, but you know, it's not a massive gap that you know I don't feel I can compete with. But you know, this is only 1 week of the year that I've seen them up close, and you know, whether it's a bad or good week in their eyes, it was nice to see what it was all about.
Yeah, and put yourself up there. So you didn't say anything. You know, it wasn't your aftershave that the guys were sitting far away from you. That's one question that someone wanted asked. So you go out and you get your silver medal. I mean, it just must again. You know, talk about walking up the 18th. Actually going to get your medal must have been just something special.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a strange moment, really, waiting to kind of be announced and go down on, you know, on the green. And I don't know, is it better than the 18th? I'm not sure. It was a little bit more daunting than the 18th.
Wow.
You know, when you're playing, you know, you're out there, you're amongst it all day. You kind of get used to it. You can kind of like thrive off it, but when you're standing there knowing that everyone's waiting for you to go out there to pick it up, and you know, there was a little bit of a walk arrangement that I needed to follow, and that's to make sure, you know, I went a certain way. But yeah, another moment that I'll always cherish.
Yeah, brilliant. And then Sunday evening, what went on? Was it straight home or?
Yeah, it was literally try and beat the traffic home. You know, it was a long drive back. I got in at 2 o'clock Monday morning.
Wow.
So yeah, not too much time to celebrate. But yeah, it was strange again. You know, we stopped off to get KFC in a service station, and
Go on.
you know, I'm having pictures done in KFC and people, yeah, you know, so it just didn't stop. But yeah, I don't know if they were surprised to see me eat KFC, but yeah, it was another surreal moment in the service station.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, I've taken up way too much of your time, even with a break. I don't know where we broke when I got a phone call. It stopped, but I hope this is the first of many recordings, actually, because I'd love to see you, you know, have a fantastic US amateur. I mean, you know, that's going to be exciting itself, and I hope you come back and talk to the members and tell us all about your escapades in America doing that.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, there's some other events which we hope that you're picked for, and then obviously other things later in the year as well. I think we all know what we're talking about. But again, Alfie, thanks for giving up the time. It's great to get an insight because so few people go through what you've gone through, and to be so successful last week as well. And come and talk to us so freely and readily. We just hope that you keep being successful and you keep coming back and speaking to us. And I know Sundridge Park's totally behind you, and when you turn pro, I'm sure you're going to get lots of help and support, and we really look forward to seeing what you do in the future.
Cheers, thanks, Stuart.